Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, we are going to be talking about ADHD and short-lived obsessions. So I am a victim of this horrible trait of ADHD where I can lose interest in things super fast and, well, yeah. So before we get going, if you could smash me a big thumbs up down below and subscribe to my YouTube channel, I will forever be grateful. I am now monetized on YouTube. You know, it doesn't make me much money, but if you support me and you like my videos, if you can, you know, you can drop some thanks down below and put it towards buying a massive mansion. No, I'm joking. I'm only joking. But yeah, so let's get on to the video. So there is a tendency for us ADHDers to jump from one obsession to the other, like bounce, bounce, bounce. We can lose interest super fast and we can bounce from one hobby to another hobby, one interest to another interest, because our brains cannot stay stimulated by the same thing for a long period of time. Some ADHDers, this is not every single ADHDer's experience, some ADHDers have long-term interest and long-term obsessions, but as you guys know, I only speak about things that I have personally experienced, and I have never experienced a long-term kind of fixation, a long-term obsession. I have only, unfortunately, and you know, financially not great, only ever really experienced short-term obsessions. So for a lot of us ADHDers, our experience with short-term obsessions are we like immerse ourselves. We literally jump into the deep end straight away. So we give our all into, you know, we hyper focus, and every kind of ounce of our concentration and our interest and our passion goes into this new hobby. And then slowly, well not slowly, quite quickly, we kind of lose interest in it completely because we've immersed ourselves so fully in it at the beginning. It's almost like we aren't getting the same enjoyment out of it that we were at the beginning, so our brains automatically think that we're not interested anymore and it's not giving us that boost. So it's like, yeah, screw that one, let's jump on to the next one. Because our brains constantly need stimulation, and you know, starting a new interest, a new hobby, a new project, there comes a lot of new things when you start a new project. Like you need to learn how to do specific things, you need to learn, you know, how to make this thing work, you know, and it's just so much to do at the beginning of a project, you know, at the beginning of a new interest, a passion. There's so much to learn, so much to do. But as the time goes on, it's almost like those things that you need to learn become less and less, and you know, things become harder, and the period of time between like doing things become longer, and our brains are just like, yeah, this is boring, move on to the next thing. You know, you'll buy all this new gear to start this great, amazing project that you've wanted to do, and then you kind of get going and then you're like, yeah, I don't want to do that. So financially it can have a huge impact on us. So yeah, it's not great. So some of us ADHDers, again, disclaimer, not all of us, some of us ADHDers have a real quick brain. So we can pick up on things really quickly. We learn things really quickly, and the more practical things are, personally for me, the more quicker I learn them. So if you are asking me to read a booklet on how to do things, that is going to take me so long, and I guarantee that I won't finish that project. I won't stick at this specific project because it's going to take me way too long, and I'm going to lose interest so fast. So when I start new projects or, you know, a new hobby, new interest, I'm not going to say an expert, but I can become super like knowledgeable about this specific thing overnight, and I absorb information like really quickly, and I can remember it. Again, I do have autism. I am autistic, so you have to kind of, you know, juggle past that part, and that could be my autistic traits. But I'm very good at kind of you know, I'm really good at absorbing information, and I may not be able to process it quick, but it's in there, and I can become not an expert, but I can become very knowledgeable overnight on this specific trait. I will hyper focus, I won't sleep, I won't eat, I won't drink until I know 99% of the stuff that I can about this project, about this thing. So the ADHD brain will follow any dopamine hits, wherever they lead. trust me. Our brains are like dopamine junkies, okay? Like seriously, the dopamine is just, they crave it. Our brains crave it. So this can lead to us becoming like obsessed, you know, wanting more and more of the good things. We're very interest driven people, like there's no getting away from it, you know, that we really are. So when our brains find that dopamine in new interests, new hobbies, new, you know, new projects, our brain is like, wow, give me all the dopamine. Like that is what our brains literally, like that, if it could talk, that's what our brains would probably be saying right now. Give me the dopamine. So there is no definitive answer to why this is, or like why people with ADHD are more likely to have like short-lived obsessions and move from job to job, hobbies to hobbies, interests, and blah 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 blah. There's no specific answer. Like so many people have tried to explain it and I don't really know the answer either, but there is one thing I can share with you that might, you know, it could kind of explain our eagerness to want to try and do new things. And it's because the part of our brain, well, everyone's brain, that deals with like creativity and the stimulus, like stimulating the creativity and the, you know, all that kind of malarkey. It's actually said that ADHDers, that part of our brain, the creative part of our brain, are way more active than someone who doesn't have ADHD. Unfortunately, a lot of us ADHDers who do struggle with like short-lived obsessions can also struggle with, it's not something we all like to talk about because it can make us kind of feel that we aren't worthy of a partner, or some people might think that we're not great partners, like love interest partners. But some of us with ADHD are like, our brains don't only lose interest in new hobbies or new projects, like it can unfortunately happen to loved ones, you know, the ones we care so and love so much. It can unfortunately lead to us kind of losing interest in our significant other, someone who we love so dearly. It can really unfortunately lead to that, and it has led to many like relationships failing, you know. And it's not that we don't love you, but our desire and our passion isn't always as much at the beginning. You know, we give our all at the beginning, like I say, we immerse ourselves fully in at the beginning, and you know, throughout the relationship our desire and our passion and our interest can really kind of like just fizzle out. And it's really difficult to speak about because it's almost like saying that we're not great partners and we'll get bored of you, but it's not like that. If you love someone with ADHD, you'll know what I mean. Sometimes we just need to keep that spark going. We need to keep making sure we go on fun dates and we remind each other why we fell in love. You know, it's not that we're bad partners because we don't fall out of love with you. It's like we need to keep that spark going. And in relationships, it's not always the case. You can't always keep things going that just aren't there. And sometimes, you know, day-to-day life, like working, hobbies and stuff like that, it does take over, and it can make either one of us, ADHD or a neurotypical partner in the relationship, feel like, oh, they haven't got much interest in me, they don't love me anymore, or am I not satisfying them? Do they, you know, it can make things super difficult. But I'm not, you know, like I said, I'm not a love expert, but you know, I'm just speaking from experience. So in the comments down below, let me know if you're a long-term obsession or if you have short-term obsessions. Let me know down below. Because yeah, I know I'm not alone, because there are so many people that wanted me to do this video and wanted me to do a post on Instagram explaining short-lived obsessions and hyperfixations, hyperfocuses. So yeah, let me know down below what way you swing. Is it the way like long-term obsessions or short-term obsessions? Let me know down below. But remember to like, subscribe down below, and yeah, thank you so much for watching my video, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Bye.